So we're in the second day. We did attack techniques. Now we're going to do exploit development. And so if you go to the exploit development page, there are some things to start out with. The first whole section here was in the previous lesson. You've probably done whichever of these you're interested in. One problem, though, is when you go down here and start doing binary exploits, it's going to tell you don't use ARM. So if you have a Mac M1, or in principle an ARM Windows machine, if anybody has those, then you're going to need to use an Intel machine. Now, if you're using a Mac, what I recommend, and you'll find it here, if you go to the Making a Linux Machine here, you see the instructions here if you're on ARM. You download UTM, which is a graphical front end for QEMU, and then you can emulate a processor. And that's what I've done here. On my machine, I have an ARM emulated virtual machine here. This program UTM is more than just typical VMware virtualization. It is full virtualization that lets you change the processor. So it takes the ARM processor and emulates an Intel processor, and then you install an operating system. And there's a big performance penalty. So if you try to run Windows on an M1, it is so slow it is almost useless. But if you're running headless Linux with no graphics, it's okay. It's a little slow, but and that's what I've got here. Now, as I mentioned before, this console that you see here is not really a very good way to control a Linux machine. The console is only supposed to be like in the server room to see if the server is up or not. It's not really how you interact with it, because you can't change the font size, you can't scroll back, you can't copy and paste. It's really pretty primitive. So the only thing I ever do with the console is log in and get the IP address, and then I connect with SSH. Because the SSH connection now lets me do all the fun things. So, and see, if I run uname-a, it'll tell me I'm running on AMD 64, which is false. I'm running on ARM 64, but it's emulated AMD 64, and that's okay. So I can do this stuff here. Now, if I wanted to use Windows, though, that's why I figure I better talk about these cloud servers. So if I want to show you Windows, and I will need to later today, I can't effectively run Windows on AMD on my Mac M1. So I made a private cloud, and let me show you that. Yeah, Caitlin made one too, but this is one I learned from Caitlin how to do this years ago. If you go here, there's a link, should be a link to my private cloud. All right, it's on the other page. I thought it was on this one, but it's on the first page. Something went wrong with my attempt to add it to that page. But anyway, it's here, the private cloud. If you go here, let me use my other browser. Actually, I think it'll be better. All right. All right. And so it's just cloud2.samsclass.info. It took me a couple tries to get it online. And this is using Cloudflare tunnels, which is a good way to get to your local network without exposing a port. So I'm in here. Now I log into student, and a password here I'll give you. I won't put it on the video, but I'll give it to you. And then there's two logins. You have to log in with Proxmox, the choice here. And if you log in, then you have a cloud here, and as you can see, I have Debian and Windows. I have enough for 5 pairs of machines here. I just wanted to show you how it works. I'll use this later, but for example, if you go to Windows, you expand it here, click Windows, and now you can click Console, no VNC, and now right in your browser, without installing anything, you've got a Windows command line, a Windows desktop, and I can log in here. And I've got Windows, and if I go in to see what its processor is, I should be able to get that from PC Properties. All right, and it's running on Intel. And this, by the way, is running in standard VMware because it's running on a machine in my home that is Intel. I got a powerful laptop, a Dell laptop with like 64 gigs of RAM, and it can run 10 virtual machines all at once in VMware, and that's all I'm doing. But the Proxmox is really nice. It's not VMware, it's inside Proxmox, I should say. Proxmox is a sort of home office, small scale imitation of ESXi. It doesn't have all the advanced features, but it's really good for a simple private cloud like this. And this is really good. So if anybody had a machine that couldn't run virtual machines, you could do it here. And like I say, that might happen to you if you have a Mac M1. If you have a Mac M4, you'll probably be able to actually emulate Intel and run Windows on it, and it'll be okay. But anyway, that's what the first thing I wanted to tell you about that. And Do you want to show them yours? Is yours different?
No, it's the same as it's on the welcome letter.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Is it a free service?
Proxmox is free. That's why I warned you about a valid subscription. You can use it to some extent for free. It might be some kind of limitation. It'll just pop up a box. Yeah, and what it is, it's Debian. Just like with me, it's a Debian install with some software on it. So you just install it like Debian on your server, and then you can make virtual machines in it. And after I made one, it's really very nice and easy to understand. So I had a few significant little problems to overcome, like all this troubleshooting. Like I didn't have enough, my servers don't have any built-in Ethernet. So I had to use USB NICs, but I only had one good NIC and one bad NIC, so NIC wasn't very good. So I figured out how to run it over wireless, which is technically not supported, but in fact you can do it. It's just not easy. And there are other things, but you know, it's pretty nice. But like all free open source software, there are problems, like we've been finding. Every time you implement it, there are weird bugs. You have to Google some problems and stuff. But it works fine once you get it. And the great thing, of course, is students don't even need to have RDP or anything, just a browser. So it's very nice that way. It's like Google Cloud. And of course, the other alternative, I don't know if I mentioned before in this class, if for any reason your hardware can't do it, you can just use any of the public cloud services like Google or Azure or Amazon. All those are fine. You get some kind of Windows. It doesn't matter what version of Windows you have. Everything we're doing is using the basic functionality of Windows, so you could have Windows Server or Windows 7 or Windows 10 or anything. Any version of Windows would be fine. And really, any version of Linux would be fine, although most of these offer Debian. Some of them even have Kali, but for what we're doing, plain Debian is fine. Anyway, that's what I wanted to mention. You will need to have Intel processors or emulated Intel processors to do what we're doing today. Although I do have some ARM exploits toward the end, most of the stuff we're doing is based on Intel. That's let me.
Do you run into any licensing problems with Microsoft?
Oh yes, licensing problems. We should mention this. Now, if you install Microsoft without a key, you'll get like a 30-day trial. And then it will start irritating you, and it'll start shutting down every hour, which irritates the students. So you can put up with that, but if you're not too scrupulous, it's incredibly easy to get past it. Now, I don't know why Microsoft hasn't done anything about this, but this place called massgrave.dev, this has been around for about a half a year now, and this place is incredible. We'll see if it's going to load here. What is this nonsense? There we are. Oh, it can't be reached. Maybe they finally killed it. Let me try the DEF CON network. And you got there? Yeah. Are you on DEF CON network or on the InfoSec Decoded? What's that? Oh, you're on hotspot, right. So it's probably for some reason InfoSec Decoded is blocking it. Let's try the DEF CON network and see. Yeah, because massgrave.dev is amazing. It's an amazing pirate site. And I've been using it. It irritates my students a lot less to actually activate my machines. And there we are. And this is it. You can get every Microsoft product, every version of Office, even Office for Mac, every version of Windows. You can download it here, and they give you the straight ISO straight from Microsoft. And then, when you're done, you activate it, and this is all you do. One line of command, PowerShell. And this has been working for like 8 months, and Microsoft hasn't taken them down. So I activated all my lab machines, so they just stay up forever. They'll give you you can get the official Microsoft ISOs. You can download them here. No, these are links that go right into Microsoft. I don't know why Microsoft hasn't done anything about this, but until they do, I'm exploiting it.
I remember back in the day you had to crack the ISOs, right, to be able to so is that a crack one?
No, they're the native ones. You install it with no product key, and then you run this script in PowerShell, and it activates it. And it totally works. That's why the machines we're using don't shut down all the time. I don't know why Microsoft hasn't shut these guys down, but they haven't. Maybe they're based in another country or something. Yeah, it's been up for a long time, yeah. So anyway, if for lab installs and analysis machines, it's a lot nicer than having it constantly expire on you. But anyway, so, all right, let me stop this video, and then I'll move on to the next thing.